all of us have been waiting for is finally here. I have the keys to my new apartment. I am screaming inside and outside. I am literally so happy. Finally, everything feels a little bit settled, and you know, most of my life is sorted for right now. So in this video, I'm gonna show you guys how the apartment looks like. It's gonna be an empty apartment tour because, guys, it is a small apartment, but I am in love with it, and I'm sure you guys are gonna like it too. And the moment the guy showed me the apartment, I was like, this is mine. Okay, it's for me. I immediately said yes to the apartment and I picked it. Nothing is in the house yet, so let's have a look. Guys, I do not have a place to put my camera. I'm just like putting it on a chair that I have in the house. Guys, let's give it to this moment because, you know, I never thought that this moment would ever come, because a few days back, I know it's echoing because the house has no furniture and it's just me in a new apartment. So there was that. But okay, so a few days back, I was sitting with my thoughts, overthinking about how I would probably never get an apartment, and all of my apartment hunting videos and me talking about getting an apartment would go to a waste, and I would just become a troll, and I'll probably quit on everything, quit on life, and go back home and sit idle doing nothing, and people are gonna make fun of me. That's how much I was overthinking. I had gone to this one area that I was really trying to find an apartment in for the last 3 months, and right now we're not in that area. We are in a better area, very, very close to the office, and that's really, you know, a win. I went to that area to find an apartment. I was looking around, I didn't find an apartment, and this was not the first or the second or the third or the fourth or the fifth time even of me looking for an apartment. Not kidding at all. I would low-key take my two-wheeler every single day after office. My office gets over late, so I took my two-wheeler every single day and I would go to this area which is 30 minutes away from the office and in Bangalore traffic. This was not just for one day, it was every single day for 3 months, and that is 90 days, right? I remember crying, guys, like in the road, in my two-wheeler, wearing my helmet and my mask and like my face covered. I would be crying inside because like my back would hurt so much, and I just like felt bad for myself because I have this like really bad back pain that I get when I sit on a vehicle for too long. I'm not telling this to gain sympathy, guys. I'm literally telling this because I just want to tell you how grateful I am that I found this place after all of that struggle, and I just feel like it's all worth it. And I remember this exact date. It was the 26th of Jan. In the place that I was staying, right, I was extending month by month. So the owner wanted me to give him, you know, the exact date that I would move out, or I just leave this month. And I didn't want to stay in that place for too long, so I just told him that I would leave. So I had to find an apartment for Feb, or I didn't have a place to go. That's how bad it was. And it was 26th of Jan, and I still didn't have an apartment. This broker, he showed me so many apartments, and I really didn't like anything, guys. There was some issue with every single apartment. Everything was so shady, or it was either dirty or it was too expensive, some issue. When I was coming back to my place, I literally stopped in the middle of the road. It was not like the main road, it was like a little street. I felt so hopeless and so done with the entire situation. I really wanted to go back home and, you know, get done with everything that I was trying to do here. In the place that I was parked in, where I was crying, there was a huge apartment right next to the place that I was parked in. Okay, so hear me out, this is not the apartment that we are in right now, but there was this huge apartment. So I went there, I asked the security of the apartment if there is any vacancy. I was like hopeless, okay, at that point. I just was like, okay, let me give this a final little try. And he said that he doesn't have any vacancy there, but he has a few contacts of people who could find me a house in a place that might have vacancy. So this is where things felt a little bit hopeful. So these were, you know, brokers and like agents. So I called them up. So this all happened on the 26th night. So I came back to my room and I was up until 2 in the night looking at all these websites like housing.com. No broker was shit, guys. I gave up on no broker in the first 1 month itself because they were so bad. The customer service was so bad, and I was looking at different websites and I contacted one broker because I saw this really gorgeous house. I was like, no way this house is in Bangalore. So I'll put up a picture here. That's not the house that we are in right now, but I was like, out of all the apartments that I saw, right, my expectations went really low after I was seeing all these apartments, and When I saw this apartment, I was like, no way this is real. But I was like, anyways, let me give this a try. And I called the broker. He told me that he will update me tomorrow. And so I felt a little bit hopeful. I slept. I woke up on 27th morning. He called me up and he told me that this apartment isn't available anymore. But he has a very similar apartment. And he sent me a photo. And I told him that I'm going to come check the apartment out after work. So the guy showed me the apartment. It had 2 huge windows and the house was really clean, just the way I wanted. I wanted the walls to be pure white and the kitchen to be neat, the bathroom to be neat and new and clean. Guys, I made this little checklist of what all I wanted in the house that I'll be moving in. I'll put a picture of all of that, right? So I made this little thing and this house had everything that I mean, not everything I would say, but almost everything that I wanted. But the main thing that sold me was these huge windows, okay? I really am a sucker for natural light. And I went and looked around and the neighborhood looked really nice and friendly. And I already made a few friends in the neighborhood, guys. They're also nice. And we finally are here. So right now it is 9:30 or like 10 in the morning and I actually just came here to put all of my things and I have to leave to the office now. I don't want to skip office or I don't want to take a day off just because I need to shift. I'm gonna leave to the office right now and I'll see you later. And I know most of you would be like, it's just an apartment, why are you making a huge deal out of it? It's nothing and things like that. But it's just the moral of the story. It's that if you want something really, really bad, no matter what people say, you still stick to it and still find hope somewhere and still find, you know, that little bit of hope to hold on to. You're gonna get it, okay? And it's not just the house that I'm talking about, it's literally, it is for anything that you can apply it to in your life. That's just how life works, is what I've realized at this point. So I think I'm really, really late. I have to leave to the office right now. Guys, we are in the self-service area of IKEA. So we just came here to take a table, a chair and a clothing rack. That's the 3 things that I mainly wanted. The rest of the things we just took up. But in the self-service area, there are just like these all packaged furniture that we'll have to assemble. We had 3 chairs in mind. I'll only be using these chairs for you know, to sit and edit my videos on and to sit and put my makeup on. That's literally it. So I wouldn't need a fancy chair. This one's more than enough. Like there's a lot of chairs there. So the first one's this. It has like these little holes on it and it's not really foldable, but this one's foldable. And one of this one's just foldable, but this is completely dismantable and I can like assemble it at home. Okay, now I'm confused. Guys, I think I'll just go with this one. It looks nicer. It looks nicer for the area is what I feel. It's a really small area, so I think this should do. So I'm gonna pick up one of these. Do we need a chair pad right now? I think I can just like sit on this. Not an issue. So I'm trying to spot this one clothing rack that I saw, and it says, I took a picture of everything so that it would be easier. So it says rack 8 and location 19. So I'm looking for rack 8, location 19, somewhere here. And so because it's a self-service area, there's not really anyone. You have to pick your own things. Location 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh, yeah. No. That is location 19, but this is hard, guys. It's actually not hard, it's very easy. Rack 8 and location 19. Am I blind? The best thing about the furniture in IKEA is that these huge furnitures are packed into really small packages. Like, let me show you. So this is a little bit heavy. I wouldn't call it heavy, it's just heavy for me. But this has a huge clothing rack inside. I'm gonna go home and probably film a video when I'm like dismantling it. But yeah, my dad keeps mentioning how fascinating it is, like for a huge furniture to be in these small, you know, boxes. And it's actually really nice. It's cool and all that. Smile pang alega.
Kasi
Itu butter na naman.
ayun.
பொங்கும் போது எடுப்பாங்கல்ல அப்படி பொங்கலாட்டம் வெளியே வரணும்.
Ma, I think
அமுக்கு
அமுக்குறதில்ல. ஓ, ஃபங்க்ஷன்.
ஆமா அமுக்கு அமுக்குறதில்ல. அவங்களும் அலையில சொல்றா. ரொம்ப ஹைல வைக்க வேண்டாம். ஆஃப் பண்ணிடு டக்குன்னு.
I'm not offering my both hands are engaged. Amma, wait, ma. Let it come out. அப்பாக்கு வியூவே கிடைக்க மாட்டேங்குது.
மாமி ஆஃப் பண்ணுங்கம்மா.
என்ன சொல்லணும்? ஹாப்பி ஹவுஸ் வார்மிங்கா?
Happy housewarming.
Thank
May
you.
your salary increase tenfold.
Thank you, mommy. And get a bigger house.
Own house.
Own house.
Bigger house I'll come here.